At the very end of June 2024, I sat in my car in a car park like this, having just been to collect my first Mounjaro kwikpen in efforts of losing weight and getting fitter and healthier. And 6 months later, here we are. Thought I'd start this video back in the car. In my head it felt like symbolic, but I'm already realising that right now it's January and it's blooming cold. So I'm going to get home and then I'll catch you up. So 26 weeks, 6 months, halfway around the sun. It literally feels crazy to even think about 6 months. In some ways it's gone really, really quickly. In other ways, you know, when I think back to last summer, even before I started taking Mounjaro and that, like, contemplating it, was I going to do it? Was I going to try it? Was it worth it? Any, like, stigma, guilt, shame, all of that stuff. And oh my goodness, I am so happy and so glad that I did push past that and decided to give it a shot because, you know, because I am most definitely starting 2025 in such a better place than I was in 2024. So for this video, I'm going to, first of all, just take us back 6 months and just look back in the journal and just like pick out some of those very first things that I was writing down when I was starting with Mounjaro. I'll give you a recap of the last 6 months. Obviously, I have been like filming videos and vlogging for most of that time. You know, there was that small gap, but most of that time. And so I've gone into some detail along the way about my diet, what I eat, my exercise, side effects. So if you're new here and you want to get some more detail, like after this video, do go back and look at that 6 months and you can see, you know, along the way how that journey's gone. So I'll tell you where I'm at right now after 6 months. So how much weight have I lost? What are my stats? You know, what has been the what changes has there been, as well as some of those non-scale victories. And then I figure let's look ahead. What's the next 6 months going to have in store? Which is really exciting. So this journal served me really well for the first couple of months when starting Mounjaro. It really helped me to like get my mindset clear on how I was feeling, what I was wanting to achieve, writing down some goals. It also was really, really useful in those first few months just to pay attention more and to be more aware of what I was eating, recording my exercise, my water, and any side effects along the way. Because getting started with Mounjaro, I was concerned about the side effects. I was worried about it, and I figured keeping a daily record of any symptoms, any side effects, any changes would be helpful for me to A, check in with myself, and B, if I needed to speak to a GP or if I needed to get any further medical advice, then at least I had it all recorded. I'll be completely honest with you, after the first few months of this, I have not maintained like a daily recording, and I know that journaling is said to be a good thing anyway, but I just haven't maintained it. That being said, when I do look back through and think about where I'm at now, I am like mentally checking in those things. So each day I am kind of thinking about, okay, what activity have I done today? My water intake, which is something that I had really struggled with and was really not very good at drinking water. I drank a lot of pop, but not a lot of water. That is like a complete 180 now. I easily get my kind of water intakes for the day. On the very rare occasion I haven't, I have definitely known about it. And my pop habit has like completely stopped, to the point where there are cans of pop downstairs in the cupboard that are going to like go out of date or go past their best before in the next month. And I really don't think I'm going to get through them. So the very first thing that I wrote down in my log, in my journal, was why. Why do I want to lose weight? Why was I trying Mounjaro? And yeah, it's really straightforward in some ways to go, well, I want to lose weight and I want to be fitter and healthier. But actually, when I was really honest, like the first things I've written down in here was I wanted to feel better in myself. I wanted to feel better about myself. I wanted to get fitter I wanted to be more active and for it to be easier to do things. I didn't want my weight or my size to hold me back at all after many years where it had. And I was like, that's what I want. I want a life without having to check weight limits or size restrictions or just be self-aware of it. We like going on holiday, aeroplane seats, aeroplane seat belts, all of those things. I was like, I want to get to the point where that is not something that I have to even consider. Goals I'd put down at this point was weight loss. I had boxes and boxes of clothes in the loft that were like haunting me almost. So I was like, I want to get rid of all of those clothes in the loft. I want to either be able to wear them again or to accept that they need to go, donate, sell, but let's just get them gone. I've also written down as a goal to get back into running. I wanted to be able to wear my wedding ring. I wanted my jean size to come down a lot. I wanted nothing more in the 40s or above. So quite a few goals there. My starting weight at the beginning of July was 326 pounds, which at 6 foot gave me a BMI of 44.3, which is severely obese. Severely. In terms of my clothes, all of my t-shirts were at least extra large, if not double XL, and I needed to have some good stretch to them. Most of the time I was wearing joggers and like elasticated waistbands, but I did have a couple of pairs of jeans that were like 44, 46 inches. And here is one of the pictures that I submitted when I first placed my online order for Mounjaro. So during that 6 months, I went from 2.5 up to 5 milligrams. So I did that after 4 weeks, so when I could. And then I had 5 milligrams for 2 pens. I then went up to 7.5 and had that for 2 pens as well, I think, or maybe 3 pens. And then up to 10 milligram. And right now I'm still on 10 milligram. Now, if I'd just followed the dosing of 1 pen, 1 pen, no side effects, go up, 1 pen, no side effects, go up, then by now I would have been at the very top of what is currently available, so that 15 milligram dosage. Whereas actually I was like, this is not a race, and if it's working for me, I'll just stay at the doses I am and then move up when I feel like I need that bit extra support to help me to maintain the losses. So yeah, right now, 6 months in, still on 10 milligrams. I'm just coming to the end of my current pen. The next pen is also 10 milligrams. And then we'll see after that. I'm not even like saying to myself, oh, and then I'll go up. It's just, at what point do I need to go up? Do I want to go up? Or stay as I am? And I'm perfectly fine with that. So in terms of side effects, obviously that's like a big thing, and and lots of very dramatic stories in the papers, and lots of horror stories you read online. I have been very, very fortunate, I guess, that I have had very minimal side effects. And when I think back now, looking back over the 6 months, even when in the moment I was like, oh, I feel like I'm feeling a little bit unwell, or I'm feeling a little bit constipated, for example. That was such a small blip that it doesn't even register now. And now, apart from just feeling full and having that slower digestion, and so on the rare occasion I have overeaten, I have felt a bit... I've known about it afterwards. Actually, day to day and week to week and even month to month, the side effects are not there. Now, I know that I've got some friends who have whose experiences have been very, very different, and where they have either come down in doses or have come off Mounjaro completely because of how it was affecting their body. And I guess that's why I say I'm very lucky. I don't think there's anything special or different about what I'm doing. It's just biology, I guess, and it's just different people's responses to the medication. But I have been really fortunate that I've had a lot of benefit with very minimal side effects. So today, after 26 weeks of Mounjaro, eating better, exercising, doing more activity, less snacking, I currently weigh £245, which is 17 stone 7 pounds. Now, that is still quite away from where I want to get to, but oh my god. So the mathematicians amongst you would have already figured out, but that's £80, 80 pounds gone in 6 months. Which is absolutely nuts. It's absolutely nuts. It's £80. Especially when during that last 6 months, I've really not felt like I was on a diet or having to restrict myself. Yeah, I've been trying to make better food choices most of the time. Yes, I have been, increasing my activity and my exercise. But during that last 6 months, I've also been on a mini cruise where we ate quite a lot. We went to Florida for 9 days in total, where as well as all the coasters in the theme parks, we enjoyed a lot of food. We also we had a weekend away with friends for my birthday. We were away for Dave's birthday. We had Christmas and we were away. Been out for dinner a handful of times. We've had pizza. I've had chocolate. And if I hadn't done all of that stuff in the last 6 months, I am certain by now I would have passed the £100 mark. But I am so happy that I have been able to live a really good life the last 6 months. I've been able to enjoy my holidays, enjoy all those things, and have still lost £80. And I think that's why, for me, this has been fairly easy. And I don't say that to be to kind of do myself out of any credit. I have worked hard in that 6 months. I've been very focused, and we've come back from holidays, and every time I've been back into normal routines, back into eating better. In the past, after every holiday, it'd be 1 week away on holiday, 3 weeks at home eating crap. And that hasn't been the case. And I guess in part that could be because of that kind of food noise, food suppression. But also I think I do feel like my willpower and my want and my determination right now is still really strong. And I think that's because of having those holidays and having those breaks. Yes, I came back from Walt Disney World and I put on weight, and for about 5 seconds I was like, oh, that's so annoying. Am I going to slip backwards? And then I gave my head a wobble and I was like, some of that's going to be water weight because you've been eating more carby stuff, cooked with more salt, more oils. Haven't been in your home environment. And yes, there probably was a couple of pounds of fat gain from that. And within a week, it was gone. So you can see that right now, my BMI is still in the obese category. My BMI right now is 33.2, and it was 44.3. So that's come down by, 10? Yeah, more than 10 points. And whilst it's, again, still further away from where I'd want to be in the healthy range, it's so much closer. And you know what? I can't wait till I can just say, yes, I'm overweight. And know that, I'm in the overweight category and not in the obese category. That does raise some questions in my head then about, okay, well, how much longer will I continue to be able to get Mounjaro if my BMI comes down? Obviously, there are rules around prescribing and what your BMI should be. So there's some stuff I just need to figure out, I guess, and just keep an eye out for. But right now, I haven't got to worry about it. It's just something that's in there. So this sweatshirt is a large. The t-shirt is a large. My trousers are a large. And I've made a real effort all the way along that last 6 months to keep on top of my wardrobe and not just hold on to clothes in case I need them if I were to regain the weight. I feel like that sort of expecting the worst mentality is just, we don't need any of that negativity. That mentality is just not supportive. So I have been clearing the clothes, sometimes like on a fortnightly basis and having loads of clothes to take to the charity bins, to the charity shop, and to get rid of. And it feels so, so good. And it really feels amazing now to know that in my drawers and in my wardrobe, almost all of the clothes in there are clothes that fit me. And those few things that don't yet fit me so much better than they did. But I did just keep one pair of jeans. And I kept these jeans because these were the pair of jeans that I could fit into at my biggest and heaviest 6 months ago. And there were times that these jeans were snug. And I've just kept them whilst I've got rid of everything else. I've kept these just to remind myself of how far I've come. Because I'm going to be honest with you, weight loss can be a bit boring. I think like the fitness and the activity level side of things, that can be quite exciting for me because I can see that my fitness is getting better, and it's not that I'm competitive with anyone else, but to see that I'm getting fitter and able to do things faster, stronger myself is really motivating. But the actual weight loss can be just like, oh yeah, just keep slowly chipping away at it. And in Mounjaro, whilst incredible, also right now, it's a bit boring. I take it and I feel like it supports me still, but other than that, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's what I do once a week. I do still get excited when a new package arrives and I kind of get my fresh pen and I put it away in the fridge. But other than that, it's not something that day to day I'm even thinking about as much as I was at the very start. I think at the start it was like, wow, wonder drug. Whereas now it's just like, yeah, cool. And yet at the same time, right now, I feel like all over the TV, all over the news, on This Morning, on BBC, on Panorama, everyone's talking about Mounjaro. Everyone's talking about the skinny jab. And yet I'm here just like, yeah, okay, cool. So that's my one pair of jeans that I'm holding on to. And I'm going to keep holding on to them probably for the next 6 months. And when I get to a year, and I can then sort of go, okay, what's been achieved? Where am I at? Maybe they'll be shipped off to the charity bins. Maybe, I don't know. So when it comes to exercise, I know I've mentioned it a few times now, for me, exercise goes hand in hand with diet when I'm trying to get fitter as well as lose a weight. I didn't want to just lose loads of weight and be like skinny fat or not be fitter. Being fitter, being more active was a key part of why I wanted to lose weight in the first place. And so that has meant for me doing my doing spin classes, indoor cycling classes. I do those 3 times a week in the mornings. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be there on the bike, sweating away, and feeling good for it. I feel like it's not only, burning calories, but actually it's like I can feel I'm working my leg muscles. I can feel my breathing and my cardiovascular health improving from it, as well as actually just that feel-good factor from doing the exercise. I started Couch to 5K and then that just kind of fizzled out and went on hold through December. I think I'm going to go back to Couch to 5K, try and pick it up and carry it on. But I have also skipped ahead of it because I'm now doing a Saturday morning park run each week, which is a 5-kilometre run. Now, let's be real. This is a park run / jog / walk / ask myself, what the hell am I doing? But I'm doing it and I'm going out there. So that's a 4th bit of exercise per week. And Dave and I are doing the Penguin Challenge, which sees us going and doing cold water sea swimming, usually once a week, all through the winter. And no, there's no wetsuit, it's just swimming shorts. And yes, it is very cold. So I'm saying all of that because my activity levels are really high. And in fact, even in the past few weeks with a park run, I'm seeing each week I'm achieving a personal best. I'm able to run that little bit faster, that little bit longer. I'm recovering that bit quicker. And that's showing up as my total time is decreasing week on week. And I'm really excited about that because once upon a time, many, many, many years ago, I did used to enjoy running. And I feel like I'm getting back there again, which is really exciting. Now, I do keep on my phone a list of non-scale victories. I find the non-scale victories can be as motivating as what it says on the scales, and some weeks the scales have hardly budged at all, and yet I've been able to kind of go, yeah, but look, like my wedding ring fits again, and it fits comfortably, and that makes me feel so good. So clearing all the clothes from the loft, doing a park run, hitting the 80 pounds gone mark. Yeah, my cardio fitness. So I've got a Google Pixel watch. Previously, I used to use Fitbit, and they kind of go hand in hand. And when I started, my Fitbit said that my cardio fitness was poor, which I find very offensive, but probably true. And now my cardio fitness is average. And I think average is what I'm really aiming for in the next 6 months. Yes, I still want to continue to lose weight. Yes, I still have quite a bit of weight that I would like to lose. But with my running, with my park runs, with my cardio fitness, I'm really excited about being average. I can see what the average time to complete the park run course is. And I know that right now I am slower than that. But I've just said to myself, you know what? I'm never ever going to be the first person leading the race. But if in 6 months' time, I could get to a point where I am completing it in an average time, I'll be so happy. You know, because think about where I started and where I got to now. So I'll be really happy being average. So there we have it. 6 months since starting using Mounjaro to support me with weight loss. And yes, we've achieved some weight loss goals, 80 pounds gone. But what I've also, what I've also talked more about is just how my life has benefited as a result and everything else that's been achieved in that 6 months. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your very kind, generous support and comments that you leave on the videos. It really means a lot. So cool. Right, on to the next 6 months.